Money is a limited resource, and the way we use it can determine our long-term quality of life. However, many people spend large amounts without realizing they're driven by a powerful psychological factor: the need for status. The desire to be recognized and admired has always existed, but today, it is widely exploited by companies and brands that profit from selling symbols of success. The problem is that this pursuit of social validation can lead to wasting money on things that add little real value to life. Instead of bringing us closer to financial freedom, these expenses can trap us in an endless cycle of consumption and dissatisfaction. Understanding how status influences our decisions is crucial to avoiding this financial pitfall. Since ancient times, social status has been a key factor in survival and reproduction. High-status individuals had access to better resources, greater protection, and a higher likelihood of passing on their genes. This biological factor shaped how societies have been structured throughout history, creating hierarchies and power dynamics that still influence us today. Even though modern society no longer relies on these hierarchies for survival, the need to be recognized as successful continues to strongly impact our choices. This quest for recognition can be seen in the workplace, in social circles, and even in the way we consume products and services. Today, status is more about how we are perceived than about our actual financial condition. Many people sacrifice their financial security just to maintain an appearance of success, purchasing goods that symbolize power and exclusivity. Social media reinforces this dynamic by allowing people to share only the best moments of their lives, creating an illusion of constant prosperity. Companies understand this need and use it to create products that become symbols of power, exclusivity, and success. These products often come at exorbitant prices, but offer little real value beyond their status symbol function. As a result, many people overspend to maintain a prestigious image without considering the long-term consequences. Debt from unnecessary purchases is a reflection of this behavior, which can lead to serious financial difficulties. Instead of building wealth and ensuring stability, status-driven consumers often find themselves trapped in a cycle of spending to sustain an illusionary image. Understanding this phenomenon is essential so we can reassess our priorities and make smarter financial decisions. Main ways people spend money for status. 1. Luxury products. The luxury market thrives on exploiting the human desire for exclusivity and recognition. Brands like Louis Vuitton, Dior, and Gucci don't just sell products. They sell a lifestyle associated with success and sophistication. Owning an item from one of these brands isn't just about having a high-quality product. It's about belonging to an exclusive group of consumers who can afford it. This marketing strategy creates a cycle of continuous desire, making people feel the need to constantly acquire new luxury items to maintain their status. The problem is that the actual value of these items often doesn't match their price, as a significant part of the cost comes from the brand name and the status it represents. Many of these companies use materials similar to those of more affordable brands, but charge exorbitant prices due to their exclusive identity. This disparity means consumers end up paying much more for a product just to showcase a famous logo. Some people even compromise their savings or go into debt just to buy these products and impress others. Instead of focusing on logos and fleeting trends, a smarter approach would be to prioritize quality and real utility when making purchases. Investing in durable pieces without relying on prestigious brands can lead to greater satisfaction and long-term savings. True luxury isn't about showing off a famous name. It's about owning something of real value that enhances well-being and quality of life. 2. Luxury and new cars. Cars have always been symbols of status and success, leading many people to make significant financial sacrifices to acquire expensive models. The automotive industry reinforces this idea through advertisements that associate luxury vehicles with power, influence, and an exclusive lifestyle. As a result, many people buy cars beyond their means just to impress colleagues, friends, or even strangers on the road. However, this decision can be extremely harmful to financial health. The reality is that a new car loses a large portion of its value as soon as it leaves a dealership, making it one of the worst possible investments. Unlike financial assets, which tend to appreciate over time, cars experience rapid depreciation. Additionally, costs related to financing, insurance, and maintenance can take a significant toll on the budget of those who opt for a luxury vehicle. These extra expenses are often overlooked at the time of purchase, but become a financial burden over the years. In countries like the United States, there is a strong culture of valuing cars as symbols of prestige and power. This mentality leads many people to trade their cars frequently, accumulating unnecessary debt. Instead of spending a fortune on a new car, a wiser choice would be to follow the rule of spending no more than 10% of income on transportation and considering high-quality used vehicles. This way, it's possible to have a functional car without compromising financial stability. 3. Spending to keep up with the Joneses. Social pressure is one of the biggest drivers of excessive spending, pushing many people to spend beyond their means to maintain a high standard of living. This need for belonging can be seen in various contexts, from clothing to leisure activities. Often, the decision to spend money isn't rational but emotional, driven by the fear of being left out or appearing inferior. Studies show that 40% of millennials admit to spending more than they should just to keep up with their friends' lifestyles. This includes frequent expenses on expensive restaurants, parties, trips, and events, often done solely to maintain an image of prosperity. This phenomenon is amplified by social media, where people share only their most glamorous moments, creating the illusion that everyone is always enjoying life to fullest. However, status and wealth are two very different concepts, and the truly wealthy rarely flaunt their fortune. Those who want to build real financial security must learn to resist social pressure and focus on spending that aligns with their true financial priorities. Maintaining a balanced budget and learning to say no to unnecessary expenses can be the key to ensuring a financially secure future. 4. First-class tickets. Traveling comfortably is a common desire, but the real question is whether it's worth paying extra for it. Flying first class might seem appealing, with more spacious seats, better meals, and exclusive service. However, for domestic flights and even many international ones, the difference between economy and first class is often minimal in practical terms. The additional cost rarely justifies the extra perks, making this choice an excessive expense driven by the desire for status. Many people buy first-class tickets not out of real necessity, but to project an image of success and exclusivity. The price of a first-class ticket can be 5 to 10 times higher than an economy ticket, without offering an experience that is proportionally better. While some long-haul international flights may justify a premium seat, most short or mid-haul routes don't provide significant benefits for those paying extra. In many cases, the additional money spent on first-class tickets could be better used on more enriching experiences, such as better accommodations at the destination or cultural activities. Alternatives like premium economy seats or extra legroom rows provide a more comfortable experience without requiring excessive spending. The comfort difference between a good economy seat and a first-class ticket often doesn't justify the high cost. Those looking to manage their finances wisely should ask themselves whether a few hours of added comfort are truly worth the investment, or if the money could be put to better use elsewhere in life. 5. Latest smartphones and gadgets. Every year, major tech brands release new smartphone models and electronic devices with minor improvements. Massive advertising campaigns create the feeling that having the latest model is essential, even when the differences from the previous version are minimal. Features like slightly improved cameras, small performance optimizations, and new designs are used as selling points to justify frequent upgrades. However, many of these innovations are incremental and rarely make a significant difference in the user experience. Despite the minor changes from one model to the next, many people feel the need to upgrade their devices annually just to have the latest version. This behavior is not driven by necessity, but by the desire to appear modern and keep up with trends. Brands like Apple and Samsung capitalize on this mindset by releasing products in short cycles, creating a sense of urgency for consumers. The result is a constant cycle of consumption, where customers feel they must always stay updated, even without a real justification. This habit leads to continuous spending, resulting in unnecessary expenses over the years. Premium models can cost over $1,000, which becomes a significant financial burden if upgrades are frequent. Instead of changing smartphones constantly, a smarter approach would be to keep the same device for at least 3 or 4 years before considering an upgrade. Besides saving money, this practice reduces the environmental impact of electronic waste and promotes more conscious consumption, financial impact, and smart alternatives. By avoiding expenses driven by the desire for status, we can save a significant amount of money over the years. Small cuts in unnecessary spending can make a big difference in the long run, allowing money to be invested more productively. Most people don't realize how much they spend just to maintain an image, and this could be delaying their financial independence. Research indicates that cutting these expenses can result in savings of up to $10,000 per year, which could be directed toward more beneficial investments. If invested wisely, this amount can grow substantially and provide a more secure future. For example, applying to ETFs like QQQ could generate significant long-term growth, helping to ensure a comfortable and secure retirement. The power of compound interest turns small savings into considerable wealth over the decades. The key question is whether to spend money to appear wealthy now or invest to build real wealth in the future. True financial success isn't about luxury goods or expensive experiences. It's about having the freedom to choose how to live without financial stress. Small changes in spending habits can have a massive impact on long-term financial well-being. Before making a purchase, it's worth considering whether the expense will provide lasting value or if it's simply an attempt to impress others. The desire for status is one of the most powerful forces in human behavior, but it is also one of the most dangerous for personal finances. We often spend money not because we truly need something, but because we want to be admired and recognized. However, this constant pursuit of social validation can lead to poor financial decisions that compromise long-term stability. To achieve true financial freedom, it's crucial to recognize this pattern and avoid falling into the trap of status-driven consumption. Real success isn't about what we show to others. It's about building a financially secure and independent future.